In this tutorial, we're going to talk about the m.me link subscriber tool. Now, what this is a URL that when it's clicked, takes a user that's clicked it straight to your fan page's messenger. Okay, so depending on what fan page I have selected up here, I'm going to create that m.me link, and when a user clicks it, we're going to send them straight into that fan page's messenger. Now, what's also going to happen is you're going to gain a subscriber, and you can also attach a conversation or a bot to that particular link. Okay, so we're going to get into that. I'm going to show you exactly how to create it. It's very simple. These are pretty powerful little tools. They can be used on blog pages. They can be used in Facebook posts. They can be put really on any web property that you have. You can use these links, and it will lead people over to your messenger. Okay. Now, as far as strategy goes, I'm not going to get too deep into a strategy with the link. I'm going to more show you how to set it up within Segmate. But the one thing I will say is that you want to be very clear what is going to happen when that user clicks the button. Okay, you want to make it clear to the user. So, using it for, kind of nefarious uses is definitely not suggested. Okay, so just make sure that the user knows that they're going to be sent to Messenger. Okay, that would be my suggestion. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into a little bit how this gets set up. Now, there are a couple of requirements that absolutely have to be set before your m.me link will even work. Okay, and that is your username. Okay, because this is how it knows, based on this username, how it knows which fan page messenger to send it to. Okay. Now, if you've already set one, then great, you're good to go. You can always edit this in your, I believe it is in the About, and right here, your username, you can edit right here. Okay, so you can go ahead and do that. Now, if you have not set one for your page yet, I'm going to go ahead and click over to one of our demo fan pages here, and you'll see I have not created one yet. Okay, so with this, you can simply just click it, okay, and then it'll open it up for you. And as you begin to type, you're going to see see how Facebook doesn't allow that. So it's going to tell you what's available, what's not available, what type of characters you can use. And once you find the one that you're happy with, you just go ahead and create that username. From that point, we can then start to utilize the m.me links for that particular fan page. Okay, but that is an absolute must. If it's not set, these will not work. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm just going to create one here, and I'm just going to show you a little bit. And then I'm going to hop on over to a WordPress blog and just kind of show you how you can apply these to a button, to a hyperlink, to anything you want. It is simply just a URL, just like any website URL. So it can be applied to many different things. So let's go ahead and just create one here quick, okay? So what you're going to see, it's very simple. This name here, as it says, this name is just for your reference, okay? And here's why we would want this. I'm going to call this, I'm just going to say my blog for now, okay? And here is the actual link, okay? And you'll notice there's a little reference number here at the end. Do not edit this link, just use it as is, okay? And you can copy that to your clipboard, okay? And you can paste this wherever you see fit. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just save this, and I'm just going to talk about why we would want to have multiple m.me link instances, okay? So I'm going to create another one and say my Facebook post. Oops. Can't spell today. Post, okay? And if you'll notice, if you paid attention, the reference number is different, okay? Because we're actually talking about a different link. So I'm going to save that. Now, where this comes into play is you're going to see this little column, subscribers gained and referrals. So this is going to track every time somebody clicks on that link. Even if they've clicked on it multiple times, we still want to know, because it could be the same user coming back to that instance and just clicking it to get back to your, to whatever it is that you're giving away on your bot, or, for whatever reason, it's going to keep tracking those referrals. Okay, so that will just increment every time somebody clicks it. That way you can kind of see what's working, what's getting the most action. Okay. You're also going to see subscribers gained. Now, if a user clicks that m.me link and they're not a subscriber, they will become a subscriber, and this will increment. the next time they visit that exact same link, or really any of your m.me links, and they're already a subscriber, it will not increment. Okay, so it's a good way to kind of gauge: are you gaining new subscribers from the my blog m.me link, or am I gaining more from my Facebook post m.me link? Okay, same with referrals. So it's a way. That's why you would want to have these multiples. So you can see, hey, I have this thing on a particular blog post, and you may want to have the different m.me link for 10 different blog posts. That's fine, because you can then track and see which one is getting the most traction. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove one of these for now. Okay, so what we'll do is, like I've said, you can attach a bot to this, okay? And that bot is going to launch and send the message to the user that clicks on this link. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and just choose, and I have just a test here, so it's just a generic little message, but I'm going to go ahead and select that, okay? So we always want to make sure once we create our m.me link that we choose a conversation. If you don't, then nothing will get sent, okay? So we obviously want to make sure we have something there. Okay. So now that I have everything set, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to edit this and just go back in and copy this again. Okay, so I want that link. I'll leave it open for now. And what I'm going to do is hop over to just a Facebook post. This is just a test post. I'm using a little thing called Visual Composer here. And again, you can add these things anywhere. So I'm just going to add an element here real quick, and I'm going to pick, I know there's a button here. There we go, a button. Okay. Now I have that link saved, and I'm going to select, and I'm just going to put it there. Okay, so I'm just going to drop it there. And for this one, let's say we want the text to say, grab my free ebook. Okay, all right, good enough. And if you want it to open in a new window, you can go ahead and click that as well. And we're just going to set that link, and I'm just going to leave all the default styling the same. That doesn't matter for this example. Okay, so now that I've saved that, I am going to go ahead and save the draft. A little slow today. And actually, while that's saving, I can explain a couple of other things here, because there's really two scenarios that can happen with your m.me links. Number one is if you already have an existing thread in Messenger, so if that user that clicks this link has already had communication with you in Messenger, it's going to just simply open right up to the Messenger conversations that you've had in the past, and it's going to send their messages there. If it's the very first time that they've ever visited your Messenger and have never created a thread before, there a couple things can happen. Okay, now in Segmate, and I'm going to close this, we have what's called the welcome message. Okay, now the welcome message is set right here. Okay, I have a message attached to this as well. Now, if a user clicks an m.me link that has never communicated with your Messenger for that particular page in the past, they're going to see the get start, that little welcome message area, and I'll show you an example of both of these. But because they came in through the m.me link, they've clicked that link to get there. When they say get started, it's not going to send this message. It's going to actually send the message that you have attached to the m.me link, because that is how they've entered. Okay, and that's what we want to have happen, right? They click this link. I want them to see the message I have attached to this. I don't want the generic, the generic welcome message sent to them. I want the other one sent. Now, if a user comes into your Fanpage's Messenger for the very first time without clicking the m.me link, and they just find your page, they say, hey, I want to send you a message, they're going to get the get started welcome message there, but it's going to actually display all of this to them. It will display this, and it will send this message. Okay, so again, two scenarios for brand new users, someone who's never interacted with your Messenger before. Okay, number one being, if they don't come in through the m.me link, they will, of course, receive whatever you've attached to your welcome message for that page. If they do come in through the m.me link, they're going to get the message that you have selected to be sent right here. Okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and test this out. We should be done saving by now. And okay, we're good there. Let's go ahead and preview this. Okay, so here's the button that I've created and put my m.me link on. So let's go ahead and click that. And now what you're going to see is it's going to load me into Messenger. Okay, now this is in the instance of where I'm a first-time visitor to the page. So as I've said, if that happens, they're going to see the Get Started button. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and click that. And we will get our message delivered. And when you see, okay, so it says you clicked M link, and then I have a little button here. Yeah, so this is the test message that I have set up and attached here. Okay, now you'll notice that because it was the first time that I had entered into that conversation, it presented me with the Get Started prompt, okay, and the Get Started page. So that's what will happen if there's a first-time user. Now, if I were not a first-time user, it would just simply bring me right into the view that you're seeing right here if you've already had a thread created, and then, of course, that message would be delivered. Now, if I've entered this conversation not through the m.me link, but I've just discovered your fan page and I've clicked the send a message, they're going to be prompted with, of course, the welcome message and the Get Started button. And when they click that Get Started button, they will at that point they will get the message that is attached to your welcome message right here. Okay, because they didn't enter through the m.me link. If they do, then they will get the message that is attached to the particular link here. Okay, and if you'll also notice that my referral count has increased here. So now I have 3 referrals from all the different tests that I was doing. So that added correctly. Now the subscribers gained did not increase because I'm already a subscriber for this page. If I were not, then this would also increment as well to give you some of those metrics to kind of see how this m.me link right here is actually performing for you. There's one other little trick I just wanted to show you. I'm not sure if many of you knew this, but you can always reset. Like I have conversations with my own pages all the time for my bots just for doing testing. But you can actually simulate a brand new user coming in, and you do that right through this little modal box here. Is you just hit options and delete conversation and just delete it. Then the next time you hit the send message, you'll notice it's reset. Okay, so now it's like it's the first time I've been here. So that may be handy for you in the future if you just want to kind of simulate that type of action. Okay, so the last thing I want to touch on is that these are very, very useful for getting new subscribers, and it's very simple to use because it's simply just a URL that you can, like I said, put into a hyperlink, into a button like I've just shown you there in WordPress or ClickFunnels or whatever kind of a builder you're using. It's very, very simple to use. Now, the one thing I do want to say is, or that I would suggest, if you're just going to put this link just raw like this, just meaning you're going to copy this and paste it, say, into a post, it's a kind of an ugly link. So what I would suggest doing is either creating a redirect with something a little prettier, if you want more of a pretty URL, or you can use anything like Bitly, any of those, any type of link cloaker, just to give it a nicer look than just kind of putting this in, especially into a Facebook post. It just kind of looks ugly. So that's my suggestion. You can, if you have a developer, you can certainly ask them about how to cloak a link or set up a redirect to handle that for you. So that's about it for the m.me links. Again, if you have any questions at all, give us a shout at support@segmateapp.com.